Hi, boys and girls. My name is Auntie Nadine, and guess what? It is your very special story time, your very own special story time. And today's story is entitled Abrams Journey. What is the title of the story? Abrams Journey. So let's begin. Long ago, a good man named Abram lived in a city called Ur. Many people lived in Ur. Some of these people did not believe in God. Abram, he did believe in God. One day he heard the voice of God. Soon you must leave this country, God said. Be ready. I will speak to you again. Abram wondered why God spoke to him. Time passed. Again, Abram heard God's voice. This time, God made some promises to Abram. Leave this country, God said. I will guide you to a new land. Do not be afraid. You are to be the father of a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great. God then said. Now, Abram knew he had a special job to do for God. He told his wife Sarai and his nephew Lot what God had said. They gathered their servants and cattle and set out. Day after day, week after week, they crossed mountains, plains, and rivers. They kept moving southward. God guided them through the land of Canaan. Abram and his family settled in Egypt. There, Abram became rich. Abram had many herds of cattle and goats and many flocks of sheep. His nephew Lot became a rich man too. Then God spoke to Abram again. Egypt was not the country God wanted to give to Abram. You must leave Egypt, God said. At once, Abram told Sarai what God had said to him. Sarai was sad to leave. However, God had to be obeyed. So Abram and his family left Egypt. They went back to Canaan. The followers of Lot and Abram quarreled. Abram was unhappy. We must part, he told Lot. You must go your way. I will go mine. Choose the way you want to go. It was kind of Abram to allow Lot to choose first. Lot chose a green valley to the east where many rivers flowed. It was the best farming country. Lot, his family, his followers, and his animals settled in the valley. Abram, his family, and his animals moved west. One day, Abram heard the voice of God again. Look around you, Abram, God said. Look to the north, to the south, and to the east, and to the west. This is my gift to you. All this land belongs to you and your people forever. Abram and Sarai set up their tent for the last time. They lived in the land of Canaan for the rest of their lives. Many years passed. Abram was no longer a young man. Then one day he received bad news. His nephew Lot was in great danger. There lived at that time a cruel king. He was known as the king of Elam. He and his soldiers had attacked Lot and captured him and his family. At once, Abram called all his followers together they set out and fought the king of Elam. Lot and his people were saved. How happy Lot must have been to see his uncle. Abram and his men returned home. Abram had riches and land. Still, he was not happy. He and Sarai had never had children. This made them both sad. Abram became old. He thought, Sarai and I are now too old to have children. God knew of Abram's sadness, so he made another promise to Abram. You are the first of a great family, God said. You and your wife will have a son. He will be named Isaac. What will his name be, boys and girls? He will be named Isaac. You must change your name to Abraham. Abraham means the father of many nations. Your wife Sarai must change her name too. She will be called Sarah. Sarah means princess. Soon after this, Abraham was sitting outside his tent. The day was hot. Suddenly, 3 strangers appeared as if from nowhere. Abram smiled in his friendly way. "Welcome to my home," he greeted them. Abram pointed to a nearby tree. "It is too hot in the sun. Please sit here in the shade," he said. Without saying a word, the 3 strangers sat in the cool shade. Then Abram called out to Sarah. "These 3 travelers are hungry and tired," he said. "They need food." Quickly, Sarah cooked some food. She served it to the 3 men. The 3 men said nothing. They only nodded their heads as if to say thank you, and ate the meal. Abraham and Sarah stood together and watched the men. Abraham was sure they had not appeared just by chance. One of the men seemed to be the leader. Finishing his meal, he spoke. "Sarah will have a son," the man said quietly. Abram was very surprised. How did the stranger know Sarah's name? Sarah shook her head and laughed sadly. "We are too old to have children," she said. When Sarah spoke, Abraham turned his head and looked at her. When he turned toward the 3 men again, they had gone. It was as though they had never been there. Soon, a son was born to Sarah and Abram. How wonderful! They called him Isaac, which means laughter. Abraham and Sarah were very happy at last. God had kept his word. Boys and girls, God made a promise to Abraham and Sarah, and he kept his word. He made a promise to you too, that he's going to come back and take you to be with him and spend all the rest of your lives with him. But you have to be obedient, just as Abraham was obedient to God. We have to be obedient and listen to God. All right, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in and listening, and I'll see you next time, boys and girls, with another special story. Bye.